Okay, so good morning everyone. I'll make a start. Some people might come in late, but we'll make a start anyway. My name's Louisa. I work in the Bursaries and Scholarships Department at Royal Holloway. So today I'm going to talk to you about how you can finance your studies, so financing your way through university basically. We'll have a look at what the government offers you and then also what the university offers you as well, okay? Right. So to start off with, Royal Holloway will be charging £9,000 tuition fees, okay, for 2013. Now, to help pay your tuition fees, you are able to apply for a student tuition fee loan from Student Finance England. Now, this loan is available to all home and EU students, okay, so all of those students can apply for this loan. It's not dependent on household income, so anyone can apply for it, okay. To apply for the tuition fee loan, you apply online through Student Finance England. Okay, so the website is direct.gov.uk. I've got the website link on the last slide, so you can write it down then if you don't quite catch it now. Okay. When you get your tuition fee loan, the money goes straight to the university. Okay, so it's not paid to the student's bank account. It's not the student's responsibility to then sort out paying the university their tuition fees. It's sorted out directly by Student Finance England. Okay. So you don't have to kind of worry about actually physically paying the fees like that. Okay. So alongside the tuition fee loan, students are also eligible to apply for a maintenance loan. Now this is only for home students. Okay, students from England. Students from Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales will have to apply to their separate student finance body. Now the maintenance loan varies slightly depending on whereabouts you're studying in the country and also whether you're living at home or living at the university in halls of residence. Okay. Now on the screen in the top box you've got the maximum amount of maintenance loan that you could possibly get. Okay, so that's being income assessed, and it's saying if you're on a low household income, then that's the maximum amount that you might be able to get. So if you live in, you're going to a London university and you're living in their halls of residence, you get the highest amount, which is shown there, so £7,675. Now, Royal Holloway, being part of the University of London, we are actually classed as a London university, even though we are just outside of the London area. So you do actually get the higher rate of student loan, which is quite good because you don't have central London prices, but you still get the London weighting of the loan, so students do have a little bit more money to spend, which is good. If you're at a university elsewhere in the country, and again living in halls of residence, then you get a slightly lower amount of £5,500. And then again, if you're at any university anywhere in the country, but you're living at home and commuting in, then you get the lowest amount there, which is £4,375. Okay. Now, as I said, that's the maximum amount that's available. There is a kind of minimum amount available as well, which is 65% of that maximum loan. And that's available to all students from England who, regardless of their household income. So if you choose not to be income assessed and just apply for the maintenance loan and as much kind of money as you can get from the government, then it will be 65% of the figures that are up there, okay? And then obviously it will go up slightly if you choose to be income assessed, depending on the level of your household income. Now, alongside the maintenance loan, you can also get a government maintenance grant. And now this is money that you don't actually have to pay back. Okay, so both the tuition fee loan and the maintenance loan will need to be repaid after you finish studying and earning a certain amount of money. But the maintenance grant is something that is given to you and you don't have to pay back. Okay. The maintenance grant is purely income assessed, so if you choose not to be income assessed, you won't be eligible for the maintenance grant. And again, it varies depending on the household income level that you have. So if your household income is under £25,000, then you'll get the full maintenance grant of £3,354. Okay, and then as you can see, there's a sliding scale between £25,000 household income and £46,000. Sorry. Okay, and any household income above that level, you won't be entitled to the maintenance grant. Okay, so as I said, the maintenance loan and maintenance grant, those are paid to you to help cover living costs, things like your rent, your clothes, food, socialising, things like that, just your general living costs while you're at university, travel and also things like that. Okay. If you are eligible for part of the maintenance grant, then your maintenance loan may be reduced slightly to compensate for that, because obviously you want more of the money that you don't have to pay back rather than the money that you do have to pay back. Okay? So we've gone over everything you'll be given from the government, and now it's time to look at the repaying of the student loans. Okay? So you won't start repaying your student loan until you've finished studying and you're earning over £21,000. Okay? Once you're earning £21,000 or above £21,000, you'll start paying back 9% of the income that's over that amount. So, for example, if you're earning £25,000 per year, it'll be 9% of the £4,000 which is above the first threshold. Okay, so it won't be 9% of the whole salary that you have. It's just the bit that's above £21,000. So as you can see there, if you're earning £25,000, then your monthly repayment will be £30 per month, obviously, and then it will go up slightly depending on how much you are earning. Okay. Now, the maintenance loan and the tuition fee loan are bulked together as one student loan. So when you're repaying it, it doesn't come out of your salary saying, oh, this is for your tuition fee loan, this is for your maintenance loan. It's all one thing, one student loan, okay? So you don't have to worry about paying back the two separate ones. It'll be lumped together anyway, okay? And it's taken out of your salary just like taxes, so you don't have to sort out actually physically paying it back. It'll be taken out of your payslip, okay? And any outstanding amount that you have after 30 years after you've graduated will be written off, okay? So after that stage, you don't need to worry about paying it back either, okay? So I've been through what the government will offer you, but then also universities have different bursary and scholarship schemes as well, which is money that they will offer to students, again, which generally you don't have to pay back, okay? So at Holloway, we've got quite a range of bursaries and scholarships too. They are mostly for students who have kind of low household income. So to start with, we've got the national scholarships, which are part of the government's national scholarship scheme. These are for students from England whose household income is below £25,000. We have 358 national scholarships to award. So they'll be given to the highest achieving 358 students who meet the household income and residency criteria. The national scholarship is £3,000 for the first year of study, and then it's £2,500 for each year thereafter. The £3,000 is made up of £1,000 as a cash bursary, so that will be just paid into the student's bank account, and the remaining £2,000 can be taken as either a fee waiver to the tuition fees or a waiver to their on-campus accommodation fees as well. Okay? The government unfortunately stipulate that no more than £1,000 can be taken in cash. Okay? No application is required for the national scholarships. They will be awarded automatically to all students who are eligible for them. Okay? So as I said, if you meet the criteria, then the highest achieving 358 will be awarded those scholarships. So in addition to the national scholarships, we also have Royal Holloway bursaries. Once again, these are for students from England whose household income is below £42,600. Okay, so it's a bit higher than the national scholarship ones. Now, if you're in receipt of a national scholarship, you can't have a Royal Holloway bursary, so they're mutually exclusive. You can't have both of them. Okay, so if your household income is below £25,000, then you could get a bursary of £2,500. Then if your household income is between £25,000 and £30,000, you could get a bursary of £1,000. And if it's between £30,000 and £42,600, then it's a bursary of £750. So as you can see, there's a bit of a sliding scale there, again, depending on your household income level. Now, we rely on the household income information that we get from Student Finance England to make these assessments for the bursaries and scholarships. So if you do want to be considered for bursaries and scholarships, just make sure that you do the income assessed part of the student finance application. Okay. Now, once again, the Royal Holloway bursaries, there's no application required for them. All students will automatically be awarded them if they are eligible. So you don't have to worry about looking at deadlines, getting applications in and things like that. As long as you've done your student finance part, then all the rest should fall into place. Okay? The highest level Royal Holloway bursary, and the £2,500 one, again can be taken as a cash bursary, or it can be taken as a tuition fee reduction or as a reduction to your on-campus accommodation. So the student will get the choice of how they want to take that. Okay. And if it's the cash amount, then it will be paid into the student's bank account, obviously, and then they can use it for their living costs. The £1,000 bursary and the £750 bursary are just purely paid as cash. Okay. We also have access entry bursaries. Again, these are for students from England whose household income is less than £25,000. These are for students who have completed an access to higher education diploma prior to starting at Royal Holloway. And again, no application is required for these. So if you're eligible for the access bursary, then you will automatically receive it. And that's a bursary of £1,000 per year as well. Okay, and that will be on top of the Royal Holloway bursary. We've also increased the amount of funding available in our hardship support fund, so that if students do find themselves in financial difficulty during the year, we do have some money available there that we can then use to help support them and try and help them out. Okay. There are also some overseas scholarships as well. Now these are purely for students who are classed as overseas students with regards to paying their tuition fees, so they'll be paying the international rate of tuition fee. It's the International Excellence Scholarships, and will be for students who achieve at least 3 A's at A level or equivalent qualification, and those are £4,000 towards your first year tuition fees. Okay. For those ones, applications do have to be completed, so it's worth having a look on the website and just checking when the application deadline is. Okay. There are also some other Royal Holloway awards on our website. These are a few of them up on the screen here, for various different subjects, for sports, things like that. So if there is an area that you're the area that you're studying, and there's a departmental award that you could apply for, then do have a look at these. Or if you're a talented athlete, or a keen golfer for the golf bursary, then do have a look at what's available, because you might be entitled to some of these. These ones generally aren't based on household income, so anyone is eligible to apply. But as I say, they do need an application to be completed, and applications do tend to be, the deadlines do tend to be quite early. So around kind of March time. So just be aware of that when you've done your UCAS application, you're trying to make your decisions on where to go, and do have a look at what application deadlines you have coming up. Okay, so you don't miss out on them.
Are they each year?
It depends on the awards. I think most of them are each year, or sometimes there's criteria for it to continue into the next year. You have to prove that you've worked really hard in your first year by getting 2-1 at least, or something like that. So it varies depending on the department and the award. But all the information is on the website with regards to those. Okay. We're also likely to have another scholarship which awards high achieving students as well. The details for that one just haven't been confirmed yet. And it may well be not based on household income. So again, just keep an eye on kind of the websites and stuff, and just check the up-to-date information. Okay, so that's all of the different financial support that Royal Holloway can offer to you. There is also extra support available from the government, in addition to the tuition fee loan and the maintenance loan and grant that I've already talked about. These are the different allowances and grants that you can see on the board here. I'm not going to go through all of them in specific detail, because they will only apply to certain people. But you can see from there that there is a lot of other funding available. If you do have a disability, if you're an adult student who's got children of their own to look after, then there's things like the childcare grant, and various other grants and information available. One of my colleagues is on the finance stand over in the Windsor building foyer area, so if you do have any questions about any of these, then you can go and talk to her after the talk, and she'll be able to give you a lot more detail. But equally on direct.gov.uk there'll be also a lot of information on there about applications and things like that. Okay. The only one I will mention probably is the external funding at the bottom. Again, this is an area that my colleague deals with mostly, but you'd be amazed at how many kind of external bodies there are that provide funding to students. So it is worth, if you've got the time, to do a bit of research and just have a look if there's anyone who's willing to support your studying at the university, then there are lots of charitable organisations and different companies and things like that that will be often willing to put a student through university. There might be that they want you to come work for them at the end or something like that, but there's a lot of kind of external funding available as well. So, as I said, if you've got the time and the patience to do the research, then that's a good area to look into. Okay. Okay, so we've looked at where you can get financial support from, but another important part of student finance is the managing your money aspect. Okay. Now, students aren't often very good at managing their money, so I'll try and give you kind of a bit of advice here, but we'll see if any of it actually sinks in when you get to university. So the first part is to have a look at student bank accounts. Okay, how many of you in here actually have a bank account? How many of the students already? Okay, a few of you. So yeah, I think most of you already have a bank account. Now that might be a student one already, but if not, do have a look around at the student bank accounts, because it's well worth opening one of those. They'll often have an interest-free overdraft and should have really low interest rates as well. Okay, so do have a look around and have a look at the figures and the information surrounding the bank accounts, just so you get the best one. They do also offer lots of incentives to get you to sign up to a certain bank. So have a look at those too, but do more importantly check all the rates and everything, just so you don't get trapped into anything. But the student bank accounts are well worth having, because if your loan doesn't come through in time in the first term, or you have some other problem like that, then it's always good to have that safety net of an interest-free overdraft behind you. Because sometimes student finance, it does come in a little bit later, and so if you've got that there, then it's always a good thing. Okay. We do have a Santander bank on campus, so again, have a look at what banks are in the local area or on the campuses, just because if you do have any problems, then if there's one on campus, it's nice and easy to go and have a look and go and ask them any questions you have. Okay. So the second thing as well is savings as well. So if you can, try and save up as much money as you can before you come to university. Try and get a part-time job over the summer prior to starting here. Put money into savings, just so you've got enough to spend during your Freshers Week. Freshers Week is quite expensive, because you want to go out and you want to meet loads of friends, you want to go to all the social events they've got on, you want to join the societies, and these things, and you've got your books, obviously. Mustn't forget the studying part. So you do have a lot of expenses to make in the first term. So if you can come prepared with savings in your bank account, it will help you out. Okay. Okay, we've also got work on there, so I know obviously you'll have a lot of studying to do, but it is a really good idea to try and get a part-time job while you're studying. Okay. We recommend that students don't do more than 20 hours a week of working outside of their studies, just so their studies aren't affected by it. But there are loads of jobs on campus, in the local area, shops. On campus you've got it in the bars, in the bookshop, in the college shop. There's loads and loads of different jobs available. So do just make sure you apply early at the beginning of term and get yourself a job to help support you through university. Then you can use that money to go socialising. Okay, and the final thing is budgeting. Now, again, students, as I said, aren't very good at managing their money, and budgeting is probably the biggest downfall of theirs. When you come to university in that first term, your student loan will come in, and it's a large amount of money. It's paid in 3 instalments, so one each term, but it's probably the largest amount of money that you'll have in your bank account or have had up to that point. So students do like to go out and pretty much spend it all at once, which isn't the ideal way of doing things. So do try and look at budgeting before you come here, to see what expenses you're going to have, what books you're going to need to pay for, how much you're going to pay on food each week. And travel and things like that, just so you don't end up coming to the end of term and not having any money there. Okay. On the Royal Holloway website, we do have a budget planner there, and there's loads of kind of financial advice as well. So if you do have any problems during the year, then you can go and see my colleagues in the financial advice office, and they'll sit down and help write a budget for you and things like that. Okay. They have lots and lots of students doing this every year, so they're very experienced in it. Okay. Okay, well that's pretty much everything from me now. I put a few useful links on the screen up there, so you might want to take a note of these. The first one at the very top is the Student Finance England website. Okay, so direct.gov.uk. that will be the main one that you refer to all the time, just because it gives all of the information about applying for student finance. The next one on there is the student calculator. Again, that's a really good website for just putting in, where you're studying or where you're living, things like that, and it will just calculate how much money you could be entitled to for the year. Again, Royal Holloway is on there, so put that in, and it will just give you an idea of how much you could get. Obviously, the Royal Holloway website, again, that's just got lots of information about the bursaries and scholarships and things like that on there. And if you have any questions at all, then feel free to send us an email, financialadvice@rhol.ac.uk, okay, and we can get back to you. Okay. If you do have any questions regarding kind of student finance and the loan side of things, my colleague over in the Windsor building is probably your best bet to go and talk to. If it's bursaries and scholarships related, you're welcome to come and see me. Okay. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I hope that's okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay.